Hey guys, we're going to call Corey and B. Kilroy out of Marysville, California. Their stone coat countertop business is exploding. We're going to find out why right now. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss this phone call. I learned a ton, and you're going to right now. Let's get started.
Our epoxy rocks, stone coat countertops.
Remember, when you subscribe to our channel, click on the red subscribe button and be sure to ring the bell so you get notified every time we have a new video. Thanks again. Okay guys, let's call Corey Kilroy right now and see what he has to say about this awesome project that he built. Let's do it.
Hello, it's Corey.
Hey Corey, this is Mike with Stone Coat Countertops. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. What's going on, buddy?
Hey man, I'm excited to talk to you, man. Thanks for letting us give you a call, man.
Absolutely. I got my wife here, Brylin, with us as well.
Oh, is it right on? Welcome. And so, how do you say her name? Brylin?
Yep, Brylin, or you can call her B.
All right, B. I like that. I like that. Thank you for letting us give you a call on the podcast, man. I'm so impressed with your work, man. You guys have been doing cool stuff for a long time, but I love that matte finish earth tone counter that you guys just posted, man. Wow.
Yeah, thank you. No, it's for whatever reason, the last few jobs, everyone's been looking for that. We call it the natural stone finish, because that's what it feels like. And yeah, the last few jobs, that's pretty much what people have been asking for. And it definitely helps on a real tall vertical edge like that to sand it and polish it. So
sure, I like what you did there, man. Now you're out in Marysville, California, is that right?
yeah, we're about 45 minutes north of Sacramento.
Okay, gotcha. Very cool. I grew up south there in Elk Grove. So,
Elk Grove.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's my old stomping ground, man. So Yuba City High School, the Honkers, we used to play football against them, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. When I sent you that request, I told my wife, I said, no way, he's from Elk Grove.
Right on, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So how long have you lived there in Marysville?
So we actually, our shop is in Marysville. I've been in Northern California my whole life, raised Grass Valley, Nevada City, and Auburn
Oh,
area.
sure. Yes, sir. Yeah.
But we bought 8 acres a couple of years ago. So we live out in Browns Valley, which is 20 minutes east of Marysville.
Okay,
So,
gotcha. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
And you're a contractor out there. How long you been doing construction work?
Well, I've been doing construction pretty much my whole life. It actually started, doing concrete and asphalt work, and then, I've done some electrical work and went on into doing some building, and
Right.
it's been a long time. So, this past year, we've actually only been in business for about a year, right? So, we were looking at flipping houses, and we kept looking for granite and everything because that's all we knew of, and it just seemed like the prices were crazy, and
Sure.
availability was months out. So, we actually. I did a little search on YouTube and found you.
Right on.
So,
We're glad you did.
Yeah, so did a lot of people. So we basically from that point on, we said, hey, let's get some of the stuff, sample it out, and just do a little table. Well, our very first piece we did, I think it was a 4x8 sheet in our garage just for fun. And from that point on, we said, you know what, the heck with flipping, let's do countertops. Yeah.
That's great. No, that's very. So, do you and your wife run this business together?
Yeah.
Very
we
cool.
do.
Very
We
cool.
we started just about a year ago. We have a couple employees now, and my wife. Without my wife, it would be tough for me because I'm super critical on every piece I do. And she comes in and she's like, use this color. Yep. Nope. You look good. I'm like, are you sure it looks good? And we go back and forth, and yeah, she kind of slaps me around a little bit and
That's
makes sure
good.
that I'm in line. So yeah, no,
You
we
need
don't.
that. We
Oh,
need
I
that,
do.
right? That's good.
Absolutely, for
Very
sure.
cool.
So
So you guys now B, do you help make the pieces as well? Do you get your hands dirty and get in there, or how does that work?
Oh yes, I definitely get dirty. I'm not afraid of getting dirty. I do. He does a lot at most of the building, and I help where I can. But
Mm-hmm.
I take over when it goes to paint. I do most of the painting, if not all of it, if possible. And then if we have a customer that says, well, here's an example of something I'd like, I take that and I pull out all of our colors and kind of
tell him what
analyze.
I promoted. I
He
promoted her.
he promoted me to color analyst.
I love
So
it. I love it.
yeah. So
Yes.
and we do all the epoxy. The two of us do all the epoxy together.
Tell him what music I put on when it's epoxy
I
time.
can't even think
Ar-
of the name of it right
Aretha.
now. Oh yeah, Aretha Franklin is
Nice.
definitely one of our top
Nice, nice. My brother will appreciate that. He could sing that. He could sing her word for word, man.
Me too.
oh,
Oh well,
look,
he's
and
got to come over
he
I,
dances to it while he's doing the epoxy.
Nice.
It really gets
Yes.
the juices flowing. But yeah, no, and normally when we go through the process, he does the mixing and the pour, and I chop. That's my job. I'm the professional chopper,
Color
um,
analyst,
and
chopper,
chopper, drip catcher.
DJ.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I
Nice.
don't know if you've seen our new, we rigged up these benches. They fit the countertops perfect, an average size countertop perfectly. So you have a little bit of hangover on both sides, and we have these adjustable gutters that we rigged up and put on there. You can slide them back and forth.
Oh, wow.
Well, today we actually used them for the first time, and it was amazing because we're always
Walking
stepping
in
in
it.
epoxy, or I
Right.
mean, it's always getting on the ground, and we kind of gave up putting tarps down in plastic just because it just becomes a nuisance.
Yes, right.
um, but yeah, we put the gutters on. They just hang on the little rolling carts, and works out perfectly.
Yeah, that's
So
cool. You know what? You know what I started doing is my tables. Most of my tables in my shop are 30 inches, and your average counter is 24, right? So
right.
it catches my front and back drips. But then when I have an oversized piece, I have oversized tables that I'll stack it on, and then it catches most of my drips. And then on the ground, we use that masonite, 1/8 inch masonite. We just
Yeah.
butt, and because same like you don't want plastic on your feet. It just you'll stick to the plastic and it'll become a big ball in seconds.
Oh yeah. No, we've kind of been piecing little ideas together here and there. I mean, when we first started, we started out of our garage at home,
Sure.
and we live out in the country, so it became an issue real quick when we do a pour and then come out the next morning and you'd see all kinds of bugs and stuff stuck to it.
Oh
And it was like,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
dang it. So we yeah, so it was like, okay, we had to go find a shop. Well, then once we found a shop, it was a small shop and we didn't have any anything really. We were doing stuff on like little tables, and it was
The
just,
floor.
yeah, the floor. It was just kind
Right.
of a mess. And as we've done more work, we just keep kind of piecing new ideas and stuff together. and
Right.
and I mean, so far things have been really good. I mean, within the last year, we basically have been working every day.
Good for
My
you.
wife and I, we just don't get any days off, so which is good. It's good and bad, but you know what, we're trying to grow this business for the my wife and the boys. We got two boys,
Oh, how old are they?
12 and 16.
Awesome, man. Oh, it sounds
So
like
yeah.
my oldest is 14, so that's cool. I got four boys, so we're a busy family.
Oh yeah. So and that's the other thing is our 16-year-old, he comes to the shop now, and we've had a couple part-time guys coming in and out of the shop as well, and it's funny to see a 16-year-old kid pick up so quick. He's trying to teach this 45, 50-year-old on how to build a countertop. You know,
That's
it
awesome,
is,
man.
yeah, it's hilarious.
Oh, that's
But
all. I love that. You know,
yeah.
my dad had. I grew up in my dad's shop, and that bond is huge, and he taught me how to make a living. You know, so I appreciate him for that very much.
Oh, absolutely. No, it's great.
I
So
love this giant drop edge you put. It's now. Did you do that because you kept the tile on, or did you cover the whole tile, or
no.
they just wanted a big looking slab?
So initially, it's a couple different reasons. So when we
Okay.
went out there for the consultation, she essentially had another contractor put in a new farmhouse sink.
Uh
Well, the
huh.
farmhouse sink was like a good 2 inches higher than everything else.
Oh wow.
So we said okay, and there was no way to lower it because of the way the cabinet was underneath. There just wasn't any room.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, okay, and this sink, it's hard to tell in the pictures, but it really is massive. You could wash a baby goat in the thing, but uh, yeah, it's so we said, okay, no problem. So we figured we were going to have to raise, elevate the counters all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then we got to thinking, you know what? Why couldn't we? Because the tile around the sink was already removed. All we had was the little sink in the island to put in. So we figured, well, we can cut the tile back around there. So basically, what we went with was instead of overlaying the countertop, several times, we went we did it once and went directly over the tile. So we built it to go over the tile.
I love it, man. That's smart. It looks. I love the full height backsplash you did. I love the color. The color's really consistent. I mean, it looks like. Did you guys pour these all the same day, same time to get that consistent?
No,
Wow.
no, yeah,
Our
unfortunately.
shop's
So
too small.
our epoxy room that we use is it's too small for how many
That size
pieces were in
shop.
there. I mean, we had 12, 13,
Something
some
with all the
12,
backsplash.
13 pieces in there at the same time, and it's a kind of a small room. But what we did is we did a little sample board and we said, okay, what's the colors, what's our recipe, right?
Right.
We learned that from you.
Right
So
on.
then from there we said, okay, let's give it a shot. Well, the first time we actually did it, we did a small section. I was unhappy with it, and my wife actually was too, which is good because if she says I don't like it, then we're going to redo it, and I know for a fact that it looks horrible. So
Gotcha. Gotcha.
she gave us a little sample. It was a picture of a picture off of the internet
Right.
of something that she wanted. So we were like, okay. So we tried it on a real small piece, and I go, don't like it. We looked at each other, said, let's turn off the lights and go home. Because if we're not,
It was
if
one of
we're
those
not, yeah,
days where we just weren't feeling it,
Sure.
and we knew that it was just not. It was not.
it's like
gonna
you're
be
there
good.
just wasting money for no reason.
Right. Right. Right.
Sometimes if you're not in the epoxy mode to do something kind of wacky like that, and that was a little bit out of our element because we haven't done one quite like that.
Okay.
So it was like, okay, let's go home. So then the next day we kind of geared back up and came up with a game plan and hit it, and then kept going. And then I said, man, I don't know. And she goes, babe, it looks amazing. I'm like, I don't know. So I can't sleep for a week if I don't like something.
Sure. Sure. I know that
Yeah.
feeling. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And
Well,
so
that's every countertop we do.
every countertop we do, yeah, every countertop we do, I never know if it's good enough. I have that character where it has to be perfect, and if I don't think it's perfect, then it's not good.
Right.
Well, so we had several people come over to the shop after these pieces were done, completely unbiased. The first thing they did was they walked in. They said, "Oh my God, look at these beautiful countertops!" And
Nice.
it's clients that we're actually getting ready to do their houses as well.
Nice.
And I was like, "You guys like them? Oh my God, it's amazing! It's beautiful." So then I'm like, "Okay, all right."
Yeah.
Now I'm hearing other people. At first, I thought maybe my wife just didn't want to hurt my feelings, but a lot of people said they liked it, so we rolled with it, and the customer actually did a little dance for us. It was
Oh, that's awesome, man. Dang.
yeah,
It
she
looks
was the
like
best.
you did like a final mist of some alcohol on top before you were done. Is that how you got that kind of
We
that final effect there?
Yeah, we fogged what was it? It was
Ivory.
ivory.
Okay,
We
gotcha.
fogged an ivory on top, and then hit it with some alcohol,
Plain
and
alcohol.
yeah, just clear.
Nice.
And then because we knew we were gonna sand it and polish it down,
Mm-hmm.
so we knew not everything was gonna make it in, or last,
Right.
because kind of flattens everything down a little bit. But um, it really did in person. And all these jobs look so much better in person than they
Sure.
do in pictures,
Sure. Sure.
because you just can't get all of the effects in it. But yeah,
These pictures
it,
are awesome, man. I'm looking at them. I love your undermount sinks are so clean. I love that. You're right. That farmhouse is huge. I really like the way that you're finishing your rock face edge. I like that was like an accent island with the rock, and then the rest of it was
right.
smooth. But are you using the Bondo process on that face, or how are
Yeah.
you? That nice. You like that? You like using Bondo to do that?
Yeah, so every single thing that you see there, like, to be honest, I had never, up until a year ago, I had never built a countertop in my life.
Wow.
I've built roads, I've built everything, everything that you can imagine, but I've never had any reason to build a countertop.
Sure. Okay.
So, and it was funny, my wife and I'm just going to say this, we were talking yesterday, and I said, man, I've been wanting to talk with Mike for like the longest time, and we both basically said it at the same time. We're like, he's like the wizard from Wizard of Oz. No one
No
no
one
one
actually gets
no
to
one
talk
gets
to
to
Mike.
see him.
No,
And
that's
I'm like,
not true.
no, but I'm like, you know what? Because even when Shay was there, I was telling Shay, I said, I want to talk to Mike. Like, the reason we got into this was based off of what I was seeing from you.
Wow.
So that's a thank you to you.
Thank you,
Um,
man. Wow.
because everything that we seen, I'd be laying in bed at night watching your videos going, this is unreal, babe. Look at this.
Thank you.
And then I was afraid to buy your product at first because it was more expensive. So I was going with
Sure.
the cheap stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then I said, all right, babe, I think I've mastered it, which I didn't. And I said, we're going to buy some of Stone Coat stuff. And from that minute, swear to God, we put it on a sample piece. It felt different. It laid different. And I said, well, there's a reason why that stuff is $50, and there's a reason why this is more expensive. So,
Right.
we have never looked back, and actually, we've gotten a lot. We're the only people in our area that are doing this, and we actually had another competitor of yours offer us free sample material that we have not used.
Well, I,
Uh,
I appreciate you guys are awesome, man. Well, thank you
no,
for
and
thank you
part of
for
it,
giving us your business.
well, part of it for me is like, we learned everything from watching Mike. So that's what we're going to do.
Thank
So
you.
everything that we've done, like this job in particular, the only things, we've made a few changes. We started using like a poplar face
Oh, yeah, I
instead
saw
of the
that. I saw.
MDF.
Now, do you like doing that? Is that helping you guys?
Yeah, it's actually super strong. If you accidentally bang it up in your shop where you're,
Right.
doing the woodwork, it doesn't dent, it doesn't chip. And when we first started, we were putting the strip on the bottom, and then we were trying to get rid of the line down the middle where you seam the two together.
Uh-huh.
And if you over sand it, you get just a little wobble here and there if you look down it. Well, that I was not having that. So I said, well, I'm not going to do this. So we went to the poplar wood.
Sure.
And we could do a 10-foot long section, and it's crisp. It is
Nice.
sharp. So,
And you
little
got more build up on the top, so you're hiding that seam way easier. I like
exactly.
that. That's smart. Oh, very smart. I like that. That's a great tip, man. Thank you.
Yeah. And when you're carrying it, you could literally grab the lip of this thing and swing it around, and nothing's going to happen.
Oh, I see. Right.
So
Are you just using pin nails to attach it with tight bond, or how are you attaching that to your?
yeah, we are. Obviously, the bigger we go, so we use pin nails, and then we've also started using biscuit joints.
Okay.
Even on the front, if we do a big 4-inch, we'll biscuit them in
Sure.
because it's super durable and strong.
Right.
And then we started inlaying. We've done a couple that big piece, and I don't know that we have a, I don't know that I put that on there, but the big L-shaped piece in that kitchen was actually 19 and a half feet long.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Oh
and
my
we
goodness.
seamed
No,
it.
it was 20. It was
Oh,
9 by
20.
11.
Yeah, it was 9 by 11. So
We epoxied it. It's all one piece. There is no seam on the top, and we managed to get it in
in
the
their
house
house,
in
Oh
one
my
piece.
goodness. How many people carried it?
just 3 people. Oh no,
Wow.
well, four. Yeah, we had the fourth. So we inlaid the back where we seamed them together. We inlaid that with steel,
Very
and,
smart.
and then resin that in. And then yeah, we that thing barely fit in our trailer. It was in at an angle. We had to
Oh
build a
yeah.
little special leg for it. And then when we got it there, I said, "Oh my God!" We measured when we were there templating, but just seeing this thing in person, you're like, "There's no way it's going through the doors." And
That's
and
so
we got it,
cool.
and we were able to spin it and turn it around and flip it upside down, all kinds of stuff until it landed in its home,
Wow.
and we were all blown away. I mean, it was like, wow.
Do you guys template using strips, or what's your method for templating so you get it that
So we're
accurate?
using the strips. We're cutting
Nice.
a 2 inch out of the, what is it? It's the this same stuff you use
Just
to,
veneer from Home Depot.
yeah.
Nice.
So that's what we template with. Um, and then on all of our, when we're templating, obviously when you template like a brand new home, super easy, no
Right.
questions, pound it out. When you start going over tile, obviously it gets a little tricky.
Right.
Uh, so what we've been doing is like on the backsplashes, because we don't know how thick the mortar and the tile and all that stuff is. We'll
Mm-hmm.
we'll run them a little long
That's
on those.
smart.
Um, and then it just it I mean, it works. I don't know if you know a better way, but the installation day, it slows you down a little bit because you're ripping an inch and a half or whatever off of all the backsplashes.
I would do that every day of the week, only because then on site when you go template, you're not making a mess. You're not making a mess twice. So I'd rather just oversize my pieces a little bit where I need
Yep.
to, trim them on site, and then because and I bring my templates with me after I demo. Then I'll put my templates back up and add the strip where it'll be perfect. So that's how we do it. And then
Yeah, one thing when we first started, I was like asking people, "Hey, can we pull a tile off, so I can get the thickness?"
right,
And then I was like, "Well, that's not really professional." And then also that thickness can change, throughout the entire
yeah,
countertop. So it was like, you know what? Let's just run it long, and then when we get here, all I do, instead of running a tape measure to measure from the bottom of the cabinet to the countertop, I take two little template strips and I open them up and squeeze them in there and mark them. Okay, go out, scratch it on the backsplash and rip them out, and they fit perfect.
that's
So
awesome. You did a good job. Do a good job on your plugs, and then on that when you carry really big pieces in, sometimes what we'll do is we'll screw like temporary 2x2s underneath everything, especially,
uh-huh.
and then when we get it close, we'll take those off, but with a big giant L that's hard because you can't really. There's
Oh
no
yeah, no,
no
yeah,
good
we're
spot.
the one we got out in our trailer right now that we're installing, I think Friday. We do the same thing as
Smart.
is in the big open sinks, in that big L that in that the picture that you seen. We did the same thing. We brace it so that we can cart it in the door and
That's
in the whole
awesome.
bit, without it flexing. But yeah, like I said, everything that we learned, no joke, man. I'm not tooting your horn, but we did learn from you, and then we just kind of pick up some more stuff along the way. And I've always been able to look at something, dissect it, figure it out, and handle it right away. So
That's
I've
awesome.
always had that. Um, but it obviously, without seeing you do, all I needed to see you do is do it one time, and then I'm like, yep, this guy's a man. I'm on it.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much, and I love the matte finish that you did. I love the edge that you did. This was a complicated kitchen. I love part full back, part full height. I love where you trimmed it down, where that window is. I mean, the work is phenomenal. You could tell you guys are very, very professional, and it sounds like you're dominating your market out there. And honestly, the sky's the limit for you guys. That's exciting to see this job. I know you guys are going to be busy for a long time doing these.
Well, you just wait until you see the new. We posted a video of the showers that we're going to be doing here shortly.
Oh, very cool.
Uh, it's a huge house.
We're doing the whole house.
We're doing the entire house, and it's one of our biggest residential jobs. It's $1 million home that we're doing everything epoxy in. So
Is it new construction?
new construction.
Nice.
So we're really excited about that because it just shows people, there's this thing that, everyone thinks, oh, granite, granite, granite. Well, once you see the epoxy and the material that you guys have, it's unbelievable. For us, it's kind of a big deal to do every single countertop in epoxy resin in a house of that caliber. And yeah, that's the big one we have going next. We've got everything built. We've just been waiting on all the sinks to come in, and those have finally arrived. So we're actually going to be probably within the next couple weeks getting that done. So there'll be plenty of pictures as well as videos. I think we're going to have some videos on that too.
Where are you telling people to get their sinks at, or where do you get the sinks at?
A lot of the people in our area are just kind of getting them themselves, to be honest.
One thing that you could offer to your customers, there's a website that I've used for a long time. It's called MR Direct or Mr. Direct. Yep. Are you aware of that site?
I got that from Shay, I believe.
Cool.
Gave it to me a while back. So when we first started doing it, I think we got a couple from them, and then most of the other jobs, most of the clients have already either had their sink or
That's
had
cool.
one they wanted picked out. But
very cool. How are you going around this? Did you template around wow, doggone it, I'm having a brain fart. The doggone pantry that's sitting on top of the countertop.
The bread box?
Yes, the bread box. Sorry about that. I'm having a brain fart.
Bread box.
The bread box. Oh, yeah.
Goofy looking piece.
Yeah.
That's funny because there's the contractor that's actually doing the remodel for this customer. He was very skeptical and told
of epoxy.
And
sure.
Was telling her, I just don't know about this. I don't know anything about it. And she said, you just wait and see. You're going to be impressed. And that was the first piece that we put in. And he was there that day. And we said, come take a look. And he went, wow. He's like, you have, this is the only piece I'm seeing and I'm already sold. And he goes, this is a hard piece. I don't know how you did this, but it fits perfectly.
Yes, yeah. Good job.
We just templated that out too, but just the shape alone, it was a kind of a funny looking, shape, but it did fit like a glove. But again, it's just a simple template, and it's funny because the very first time I watched you template a job, right? I again had never templated anything, so I'm like, okay, how does Mike do it?
Right.
You're like my dictionary. It's hilarious. If I need a question, I go back and I say, man, I want to talk to Mike when I call. It's hilarious. But I say, well, how does Mike do it? So then I watch how Mike does it, and bam, I go out and do it. And I'm like, okay, I think you and I are probably a lot alike. I mean, obviously you've been in the I think you were in the granite industry.
Sure.
For a long time, so you kind of picked up all the tricks to for all the installation and all that good stuff. But so but I've been in construction, but again, I've never templated anything before, so it was kind of like, yep, I'm gonna go watch Mike, and then I watch you and I'm like, yep, got it. And
nice.
We're out doing it. So
it's all just simple steps, breaking it down into simple steps. I don't like using real high-end expensive tools if you don't need to. Keep it simple and just get repeatability.
The one thing that we decided had to be a nicer tool is a biscuit joiner.
Oh, gotcha. Yes.
I had already owned a one. I think it was from Harbor Freight, and it had worked around the house, but when you're trying to do production, it was moving all over the place. And I said, you know what, we got to spend a couple $100 or whatever it is to get a nice DeWalt or
totally.
But sometimes the better tools work. But yeah, for the most part, you don't need anything crazy to do what we do.
No, and you're right. If you're going to do production versus one-time countertop, you want to invest in your business. And it sounds like you guys have gotten a shop, and you got your trailers, and you got decent tools, and you got you're willing to hire some people. And man, that's that my wife and I installed these together for years, and it's awesome that you're doing this with your wife. I think that's my wife was a harder worker than most men that ever worked for me, man.
Wow.
She can bring it, and she's tough, and she raises 4 boys plus me, so she's got grit, man.
Yeah, you know what? And again, it's like I said, we're a lot alike. My wife is obviously, she's next to me right now. When I go to the shop in the morning, she's with me when we're building stuff or need to carry stuff, or she wants to learn, and that's just
So
how
good.
we are.
So cool.
We work good as a team, and it's nice to see that we're trying to emulate what you started. You know what I mean? So we're excited. We're proud of we make jokes all the time. When we first started, one of our employees, he's actually a brother-in-law. He used to say, "Oh, you're just a professional sample maker."
All we did was make
all we did was make samples.
That's funny.
And now we all look back, and we haven't made it, but we're doing really well, and we're doing new construction. We've bid on state jobs.
Wow.
We just it's crazy. So your product will be all over California
as fast as we can get it there.
as we can get it.
Well, we sure appreciate you guys. And is there any questions you have before we end the call?
No, I don't think so, but I definitely just wanted to say thank you. You've been a huge inspiration to us. So.
Thank you, Corey. Thank you, B. I appreciate that very much. You guys are awesome, man. Is there any way would you like to let people know how they can get a hold of you if they're in Northern California that want countertops?
Yeah, absolutely. They can go to our website and check us out at newepoxycountertops.com. And because we're in Marysville, but we will go anywhere in California, obviously, if it makes sense. But
sure,
we're not afraid to look or bid it on any jobs, or they can give us a call,
530-786-9008.
All right, we're going to put that in the description of this video. We're going to put your website in the description. People can they can learn from people like you on our insiders page. Are you guys finding value out of that page?
Oh, absolutely.
The Facebook group Insiders is so people who are listening. We're talking about the Stone Coat Countertop Insiders group. We put that together for this purpose, is so people can see guys like you who are crushing it, man. So how has that helped you?
Oh, it helps us tremendously, and I think it's a great forum to get out, just to see what other people are doing, to get other professional opinions, and it was kind of surprising. I've had a couple people reach out to me, say, "Hey, would you be interested in helping us start up?"
Wow,
but that's surprising to me because we're only a year old, and
right.
And we have people that think our work is that great, and really it just makes us proud and kind of blown away and just humble.
That's awesome, man.
It's a great experience, and yeah, we're on that page every day, just looking and.
How have you marketed? How have you found clients and stuff like that?
Well, believe it or not, I'm actually a huge talker. Again, when we first started, I was telling everyone in the world that you should see this crazy epoxy stuff, and people were kind of laughing at me. And everyone who knows me knows that I only really get involved with things I'm passionate about. So
sure.
They were like, okay, well, he's got to be serious. Bring us some samples. So we started showing people samples, and one of our first jobs was actually for a friend, and they loved it. And then really it's just been word of mouth, and we've done
we have done some postcards. We hooked up with like Postcard Mania, and we did one the customer actually that we just installed, we've been talking about, she got one of our postcards.
Oh, wow.
And reached out to
We
us
sent
from
out
that. We sent out 2,000. We have another 2,000 that are going to go out in January, and then another 2,000 that are already prepaid that will go out a few months from now. So that was kind of our big marketing. But other than that, it's been a lot of Facebook, friends sharing it, families, sharing it to their pages, contractors, and word of mouth. So
congratulations.
We're not afraid to, if it's something that you truly believe in, like we do, and we believe in the process, the product, the story, we're not afraid to talk about it. You
That's
know what
awesome.
I mean? So
that's awesome.
So we can go into any place, any store, it doesn't matter, and talk about the product and feel comfortable and confident about what you're selling them.
That's
And
cool.
really at the end of the day, the product sells itself.
Yes, sir.
9 times out of 10, we've given people a price and they're like, okay. And you're like, oh, well, that was quick. So, and actually we've been able to kind of crank our margins up quite a bit and still get a ton of work. And like I said, at the end of the day, if you're doing good work, and we are, because we believe in it, then you're not going to have a hard time staying busy.
Yeah, and if you are doing good work, you can justify, a higher price because you're an artisan. You're really honing that craft. It shows in your work, man. I'm very grateful to have seen these pictures and heard this conversation. It's been awesome, and I'd love to come down sometime and do a project with you guys and just hang out for a day or two if you guys would ever be up for that, man.
Mike, I would pay money to have you come down and hang out for a day.
No, I wouldn't charge you. Come on, man. Goodness.
Hey, don't you have something to do in Elk Grove?
Always. Always. No, I would love to come down and see you guys, and so we'll have to keep in touch on that, and man, I just shoot. Thank you so much, and so we'll get this out. We'll put this together, and I guess what should we ask the audience? What should the question of the day be? Do you got anything in mind?
Ooh, do you have a question of the day? Oh, man.
Favorite color combination?
Yes, there you go. Question of the day, guys. What's your favorite color combination on a countertop project? Because we all know art and everything's different. So countertops, I love this earth tone. I love what you guys did here. Let us know in the comments below what you guys love as a combination. Great one, B. Thank you.
Thanks.
Right on, Mike. Well, we appreciate the phone call, and yeah, I guess we'll be talking to you soon. Probably in a couple weeks after you see our next big project.
Right on. Hey, thanks. I can't wait to see that big house you're talking about. That's fun, man. Good job.
Yes, sir. You'll be the first to see it. Thank you.
All right. Happy New Year, guys.
All right, buddy. You too.
See ya. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Or epoxy rocks, Stone Coat Countertops.
Hey, visit us anytime at stonecoatcountertops.com. Call anytime for free project support. And until next time from Stone Coat Countertops, you got this. We'll see you soon.